Recently, I watched a video about a couple who bought an Akiya and stayed there for 6 months every year as a second home. And I thought there may be people who aspire to do something similar. So in today's video, I'm going to show you two case studies that were shared with me by Sumika, which is an Akiya management company. I will go through the locations and the kind of transformation you can expect after renovation. Unfortunately, I'm not able to visit the properties in person because they are based in Tokyo and I'm in Fukuoka. So they sent me a series of before and after photos and I thought I would share them with all of you. Alright, so this first property is in Kamagaya City in Chiba Prefecture. Chiba Prefecture is one of the nearest prefectures in Tokyo, at the east side of Tokyo and about 1 hour away from it. It's considered a residential suburban area, not a rural village or countryside kind of location. Here are some of the before photos. As I mentioned in my last video, they are called vacant houses, but that doesn't mean they are completely empty. In fact, many of them are filled with items left behind. And one of the biggest headaches is to clear out all these items. But thankfully, you don't have to do it yourself. The Akiya management company can handle it for you, but of course that comes with a cost. As you can see, the condition is quite bad. It needs quite a bit of repair work and overhaul. When buying this kind of house, you will need some level of visualization to imagine how it could potentially look after renovation. Like, are you going to overhaul the whole house or renovate it in stages? That's something you have to decide. Most people will focus on the basics like the wallpaper, the flooring, the bathroom and toilets, and maybe the kitchen. These are usually the most crucial areas. In the last few photos, you can see that the house is located on a street filled with other houses, with people living nearby. There are even newer houses around. After living in Japan for 6 months, I can roughly differentiate the newer houses, those that are less than 10 years, compared to those old houses, as they have very distinct characteristics from the outside. Yeah, so those are the before photos. Now let's take a look at the after renovation photos. Once everything is cleared out and the wallpapers, the ceiling are repaired, the house looks very decent, right? You may not overhaul everything. For example, the built-in carpentry or wardrobes may still be in the original state. As for the air conditioning, from the look of it, it's quite old and it may not be working. And even if it is, it may not be in a very good condition. So these are some additional costs that you need to factor in on the types of furnishing and electrical appliances. The renovation usually focus on flooring, walls, toilet, staircase, the tatami rooms, the kitchen, and the exterior touch-ups. There's also some outdoor space. And this is the first case study, a big transformation from an Akiya into a livable house. Now let's look at the second example. This one is even closer to Tokyo. It's in Musashino City, inside Tokyo Metropolis. It is at the western part of Tokyo and is considered quite a desirable residential area, definitely not rural countryside as well. It's about 24 minutes walk to the nearest train station, which by Japanese standards is not considered very far. If you look at Google Maps, you will see that it's located in a residential area surrounded by houses and normal amenities. So let's look at some of the before photos. Similar to the previous example, it's filled with items left behind by previous owner. Seems like it's in quite a bad condition and sometimes you will wonder why are there so many things inside. After clearing everything out, you can roughly see the empty space and what are the areas that need attention. So similar to the first example, the walls, the flooring which got to be repaired, there are also issues that may not be visible from the photos like plumbing, old piping, electrical wiring, and they are very critical as well, as some of these houses can easily be more than 50-60 years old. So in many cases, it's better to replace all this. From the outside, the house looks quite decent. It's located beside other houses with people living in them. So now let's look at the after photos. As you can see, after renovation with the new flooring, new walls and lightings, the space looks very nice. It gives off a very Airbnb vibe. And if the property is near a train station like this one, after renovation, it could even be rented out. It can potentially be an investment choice where you can collect long-term rental income. So to conclude, these are just two examples provided by Sumika. Now let me go through some of the commonly asked questions. The renovation cost will be typically around 500,000 to 2 million yen, but it largely depends on the property's condition, and they will always aim for the minimum essential renovation to make sure that the property is livable or rentable. The renovation will take around 1 to 2 months for light renovations, and for larger projects that include kitchen, bathroom replacement will take around 2 to 3 months. Sumika will determine the scope based on their experience and market demand to maximize the cost efficiency. So it's not very possible to have custom specifications by the owners in terms of renovation scope. And they will always prioritize water-related areas like kitchen, bathroom and toilets, as well as flooring, walls and those related to safety such as electricity and plumbing. Throughout the renovation process, you will get updates and you will also be able to see the clear before and after photos, just like what I've shown you for the two properties. Do take note that furniture and appliances, they are not included. So for these, you will have to furnish it up yourself as they focus more on the basic renovation required. They are not restricted to Tokyo. If you are looking at more rural areas, the purchase price can be even lower. So I hope that all these will give you a better idea of how the process will be like and what you are in for. And if you are interested to know more, you can always drop them an inquiry through the link in the description below. Maybe you will find a dream second home in Japan. Alright, that's it for this video and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.